are back on the ranch. We're gonna start digging my parents' foundation for their house right over here. We do have some background in it. I've dug a lot of foundations, I don't know, maybe a few dozen. Had an excavation business for a handful of years that coincided with our landscaping business and construction stuff. So we have a pretty good grasp on it. I'm sure there's a lot of folks out there with a lot more experience that can do it better, but we're gonna show you how we do it. Go ahead and look at this tree. A beautiful white oak here. We're starting over here on this side of the foundation because this really dictates where the house is gonna go. We're trying to preserve this tree and not kill it. So we actually shifted the house 2 feet this way and 2 feet down to get further away from its root system. Luckily, these hardwoods have big tap roots, not a ton of feeder roots on the surface. So this gives us a good indication where the rest of our footing height is gonna be, right? This is basically our benchmark. This tree was the major consideration. We're gonna get set up now and start digging that side and work our way out. Okay, so all we did was dig the outer perimeter of the footings, just kind of roughed them in. It gives us, I crossed this trench and knocked it in some, but now we're gonna jump in the hole with the skid steer and then go ahead and clean out all the spoils that are in inside. And since we're on a hillside here, this foundation has a couple of steps in it to prevent, additional courses of block. We're gonna lay all this block up ourselves and really don't feel like putting an extra 600 block in. So anyway, stepping it down a little bit, and when it's all said and done, it's gonna have a minimum of 24-inch coverage over bottom of footing with soil backfill. And the most important thing when you're digging a footing, just remember you wanna get out of the organic material on the surface and get down to the soils below it, the dirt, the rock, and no disturbed soils. That's really what you're looking for. We talked about the step in this footing, so under the crawler, it's going to be a little slope. That's going to go flat again. There's really no HVAC going underneath the floor of this thing. I think they might do like a whole house fan and kind of have like a heated floor, but it's not going to have traditional ducting and all that, so it should be pretty easy to work in. And he'll probably, I don't know, he might rough the plumbing in before he goes ahead and caps that subfloor with all that floor framing. Makes it so easy. I might just skin this off now with the hoe, stockpile behind me, and then just push my spoils out so I don't have to climb this hill to try and cut it. Okay, so So we got this thing knocked out here just a couple days ago. We pulled off for a bit. But now we're gonna come back and we're gonna actually dig in a little bit. So the bottom of our footing is actually keyed into the native soils instead of just sitting on top of it. A lot of places actually just over dig, set a footing on top and backfill around it. And you know, apparently it works, but we both prefer, my dad and I, to, you know, get down into some native soils. It's gonna hold your footing a little more stable. Anyway, that's the theory behind it. So we're gonna get after it. We're gonna dig it out here with the little Kubota, and that's it. Pretty easy, pretty simple. You know, if you've never done one of these, if you can run equipment a little bit, you can do it. You don't have to be scared and go spend 40 grand to have someone come and put in a real footing and stem wall foundation. So if you have basic carpentry skills and you know, don't mind getting covered in concrete a little bit, you can do it. It's easy. It's not easy. It takes a lot of time and effort, but it's not rocket science. All right, just to explain what's going on here. What this was just a big slope going down toward the house, right? So what we did here is I just X'd out this edge, roughed it in. It's really hard and really rocky here. So going through it with the skid steer, it doesn't quite have enough downforce to really break into this stuff. We're in a drought and it is hard. So I just roughed it in with a hoe, and now I'm gonna go in there and just kind of massage it to see where we're at. And this won't be the final, this is just a rough grade. But it at least gives us a flatter spot to work. When the cement truck comes here, he won't be, you know, leaning off camber. If you are, then the chute on the truck, and when it's full of mud, it can weigh many hundreds of pounds. I mean, you can't even hardly hold it. So we try to get the truck as flat as possible if you're going to be running the chute on it. So when the chute fills, how you're. This is Brandon, this is our driver, and he's a hell of a damn good driver, so we're appreciating that. You know, we got a bunch of greenhorns on the job. I'm pretty much a greenhorn with concrete, let's not fool ourselves. And you know, look at our crew. We got Grandma out here in a dress and sandals. We got girls in gym clothes. Oh, jeez.
Grandma gym clothes, okay? These are productive.
I think we're good. Well, I'm good. It is starting to get away from us a little bit. It's getting a little far. A little dry, man. Where's my shovel at? Okay, so the boys are stripping forms and I'm gonna do a little backfilling, get some dirt against this backside so it's easier for us to lay up block and not stumble on this. The mud got real dry and real hot right at the end. We poured it too dry to begin with. You know, our bad. We should have had it wetter, but we were a little worried about the forms blowing out. So, at any rate, it's a little ugly, but it'll work. It'll be strong. It is strong. There's a ton of concrete in this thing. You can see some dry here, you know. It's a little gravelly. We didn't even get a chance to hardly float it. We got it knocked down and and that was it. So whatever, it'll work. It'll work great. So we'll get this backfilled. About got her whipped. The whole idea of raking this out really clean so that we're hopefully not, you know, stumbling on rocks like this, twisting your ankles. We're going to be doing a lot of work inside here, laying up block, grouting the block, and then obviously doing all the carpentry, framing the floor. So got to get it clean, and this is going to get a vapor barrier on it, so you don't want a bunch of surface rocks puncturing holes in it and all that stuff. So at any rate, we're about done, and I guess we're going to be laying up block in the next couple days. All right, we're just getting this balled up, and that's that. I think we're going to have her here real quick. Oh my God. Okay, that's that. Pretty rough. Boy, there's some ugly stuff here, but like I said before, don't do what we did. Pour it wetter. But it's gonna be fine. You can see that some rough stuff up there next to the excavator. It's good, it's hard. I think it's 5 or 6 stack. So again, if you're doing your own, pour it wetter than we did. This stuff almost got away from us. I mean, 10 minutes longer. We wouldn't have got this rebar in up here. It went off so fast.
Getting her mixed up. I'll start laying blocks. Trying to stay on the line. Leave that in the bottom. It'll ruin it. Oh, that's pretty good. Buck, what are you doing there? I thought I heard something earlier. quite enough.
Look at that. Almost got her whipped. A couple blocks. Got a block here and a few right there. And he's got her whipped. Got her whipped. Looks awesome. Looks really good. I haven't been over here in days. I've been busy doing all kinds of other stuff. Let's check this thing out. All right, let's check it out. Oh, look at that. That's not bad for an old geezer. Looks awesome. Geezer. Yeah, I know. I feel like one every time I wake up. Looks killer. So he's got a bunch of foundation vents in here. May or may not actually end up using. He's not 100% sure if he's going to use a heated crawl space or not, but he's got the vents, he's got the holes. Might as well set it up. And if he chooses to never use them, he's going to just take and put a chunk of rigid foam board on the inside. And, but at least they're there. So, you know, different environment. Different environment than what we're used to building in. And so, you know, everything's just a little different. Humidity here is high in the summer and low in the winter. It's just the opposite where we came from, where it's pretty dry in the summer and very humid in the winter. So, you know, having a really humid summer doesn't really behoove you to take and open up your crawl space fence, because if you're exchanging air and your crawl space, which will be colder than outside, you know, greater than 20-ish degrees, you will create dew point. And so you'll get a lot of condensation and you'll be causing a moisture issue underneath your house when you're trying to prevent one. So anyway, they're here just in case. I guess the moral of the story is.
Work.
Hi, Pops. What you doing?
Okay, Pop here, and just cutting off the top of my 8-inch concrete block because I got my products from Home Depot. They did not have the bond beam block, or channel, some folks call it. So I'm making my own. So if you want to just take a quick shot here and see what we did. Create a 4-inch by 3-inch deep channel so I can lay my horizontal 1/2-inch rebar in there to get my bond beam and to give it strength. That's about it.
Okay. the end again. And Pops will have done all of this.
It depends on what the world is.
Right? Perfect.
Okay, so here's something I want to point out that's really important, guys. This is a cinder block wall that is just mortared together at this point. So coming in here with a machine is very sketchy. If you come in here and there's a rock that you don't see and you just tap it against this and the machine pushes it, it'll knock the whole wall over. It will destroy this thing. So you have to be extremely careful. Don't get close to the foundation and don't do any compacting around. We're just throwing a tiny bit of loose dirt here. I'll sprinkle a little more so we kind of have a flat surface to work. And we're going to grade this out so the truck can come in here. But don't be tempted to put your machine against the wall or any sort of compaction until all your cells are filled and it's really cured. All right, I think we're ready for some concrete. We're out. This thing filled up. So we got some rain coming. We're going to see if they're going to come tomorrow or if we're going to hold off till Monday. But that's it. We're just going to fill this baby up. It's time to frame. So this. Well, that's it for us on this one, folks. We really appreciate your continued support. And thanks from the Whites here at Tick Creek Ranch. Have a good one.